Happy Friday, everyone. I thought I would just check in. I've had so many of my wonderful friends checking up on me, make sure I'm okay. I haven't done a video in a while, so I was just kind of working quietly. I just got discombobulated when the hurricane was going to hit Florida, and I have family there, and I have my dad there, and it just threw me for a loop. I tried to get a flight there and couldn't get a flight before the storm, and yeah, it I don't know, I just literally shut down, but everybody's okay, no damage, so it all is good. So I just want to share some things that I have been working on. I think it was my last video that I shared um Lori with Positive Thanks Living, that she did the Mod Podge and then let it dry and then ironed it. I really love that technique. It's great. So I went through my napkins and I had a bunch of these journal cards that I scored. I'll show you the pile. This is not all of them. And they're like connected. Well, let me just take one out. So there's 1, 2, 3, there's 6. So it's black on one side and then red on the other. So basically, I had been putting them in Happy Mail or Etsy orders, but I thought I have so many napkins, and I did organize my napkins. I have a lot of things to share. Let me just move that. Oops. Okay. I organized my napkins. So I have, these are like smaller scraps, and here I had to have an intervention because I was saving too many things. So I did go through them. It was tough. It was tough because we always think of, I can make this, I can make that. And I had a huge gallon size bag of these tiny little bits. And you would probably say, like, why would you save those tiny little bits? Well, years ago I was making my own postage stamps. And I was putting them in Etsy orders, and I do still do that, but I'm running low. And just trying to see if I can get at that. Let me see if I can grab that. And I use the tiny little bits of pieces. I have them mixed in here now. I have some of the Tim Holtz tissue paper in here too, because I had like a gazillion, not that many, but maybe, you know, 5 or 6 of these containers with different stuff in it, and I just combined everything. So these are bigger pieces, and then this is the I call it the fabric napkin, and those are smaller pieces, but these are pieces like I would cut my postage stamps out of that are in my shop. So these are all ready to go. I need to make some more of those. So I'll go through my smaller scraps of my napkins and do that. And then this one here, oops, is birds and then butterfly pieces on the bottom, ready to go. So I limited to just 3 containers and then 1 small bag of small scraps. And I have all my napkins folded. I have the square ones here, and then these are the, I call them the tall skinny, and then these are the tiny napkins here. So that's it. I used to do napkin swaps years ago, so that's why I have so many. Plus, when Tuesday morning was open, I literally would go buck wild. So I'm going to use my napkins in probably every little project. So I used to make with the tiny little scraps. See if I can find one. These are my postage stamps that I was making. Like this. There's a little piece of napkin in there. I would let it dry and then stamp over it, so you had a little pop of color. Here's another one too. That one is not stamped. And I'm not saying go out and save every little piece of napkin or whatever. Excuse me. It's really cold here. It's been cold. We've had frost in the morning, so my body does not do well when it's cold. So these are, some are done. These are just napkin. I don't know if I have any napkin. So these are ready to be stamped. That's a little piece of napkin. I need to flatten it out. And then I would just stamp a postage or something on it. So I love doing that. It's very relaxing for me. I don't think, oh, here's my napkins. These are just napkin. And I glue it to paper with glue stick, and then I run it through my postage die cut. I love the feel of these. They're really thin. It's great. You can see through them. So yeah. Alright, so that's that. So that's the reasoning why I save a little bag of napkin bits. And I only save little pieces that have a little pop of color on it. So I'll probably weed those down a little bit more once I start making these. I made like many moons ago. These are just postage that are stamped on either scrapbook paper, junk mail, you name it. I don't even know. I made them a long time ago. Sometimes I would stamp on the inside of the envelopes that you get in the junk mail where it has the print on it. I don't know if I have any here like that, but they turn out really well. But I have several postage theme stamps, so I made these a long time ago. So, and I put them in Happy Mail. I try to remember to go through here, and maybe here's one right here. That's just a cool piece of paper. That's junk mail. Could be an envelope. It's just cool to stamp on things. These were on a like an invoice from like a company that you could get like at Walmart. I was stamping on those. Tea stained. So all kinds of things. So I like to sit and make little things like this. And I have enough here that I can put them in Happy Mail. So it's kind of a neat little thing to do. And then, you know, you get a little something that's ready to go to put in a journal. These here I backed with tissue paper, the sewing pattern tissue paper, and then sewed around it, and it just gave it a texture and puffy feel. So I want to make some more of those because I have a lot of tissue paper. So I don't know, I experiment with a lot of different things. So that's that. So that's the reasoning why I saved the little bits of napkin. There's one too, little part of a napkin there, and I just let it dry and stamped over it and die cut it. All right, so there's the napkin bit. And I have, I'm pretty proud because I couldn't even close this. I had a bunch of them in here. I had them by flower or bird, and I was tired of digging in these bags, but this has like smaller bits in here, like one piece, and then I just kind of narrowed it down to these are the squares, and I will just dig through those, and then have the tiny little square napkins there, and then my little bits, and that's it. So, and now, because I used to have like 2 rubber bands on here to keep it closed because it was like bulging, so I'm excited that I got through that. And going through my napkins, this is what I made. So I took these apart. I just cut them. I cut them all down through here. Some of them aren't cut straight, but that's okay. I just went through my napkins and I made these. And what I did first was I cut these all up. I cut these apart down to, I got some here, down to singles. I probably should clean these up because they were hard to glue if they had a ridge on them. And then I would just take the Mod Podge, and I put the glue on the red side because I like the black side. A lot of people don't like red, and the napkin pretty much covers it up, and you can kind of see that through. So it's the same front and back. So I just coated with the Mod Podge, set them all aside. I had the parchment paper. I laid it out all on the floor, and I just sat and painted them and set them on the floor and let them dry. They dry pretty quickly. So then once they were dry, I went through my napkins and pulled some out, and then just ironed them all at once they were dry. So here's the ones I made. This is a smaller one. I cut that one down, so I don't know what I'm going to do with that one. So I'll have to trim that up and make it look right. But I wanted to get that bird on there. I really like that bird. I got a little bit of sun coming in, but I like it. So there's that bird. There's that one. Just has that on back. So I have these all on the ready. Very cute. I love this napkin. I think I have a whole package of this from Tuesday morning, so yeah. That was from a D-Stash napkin. Butterflies, and you can see the circle kind of worked out cute. So I just started grabbing my napkins and whatever I thought would look good on there, and just ironed it on, and it works great. You can still feel the napkin. It doesn't feel like tacky or anything. I love it. I love this one. This one turned out really nice. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these, but they're ready to go. Did a couple of these because I really like this one. And then this one with the circle. This one has word print on the napkin as well. You can kind of see that through. This one's pretty too. It's upside down. So I'll probably have to true up these because I quickly cut them with my scissors. I was, in a hurry, and I just wanted a stack of them. Just wanted a good variety of colors. So these are ready to go. This one's got bees on it. A couple bees there. This one, oh no, it goes like that. And this one has the maker of the napkin on there, but I like that. This one here, I like how it's like translucent. You can still see, you can still write on the back, so I really like how these turned out. So it's probably what I'm going to do with the rest of these. I did test it with scrapbook paper, and it does work. where you can iron scrapbook paper on there too. Some of them are a little bumpy, but I don't mind that. Gives it texture. There's that one. I like that napkin. It's a peacock. This one's pretty too. So I got a lot of really cool napkins. I just need to use them up. This one's pretty too. It's a pretty napkin. This one's just all over birds. So I really love how they turned out. So that's that. Then I had been every day working in my little Scrappy journal. I did stamp artist on there, and I don't like how it came out, so I'll probably cover that up with something. But this is dry. I painted it this morning with gesso. I did find my gesso finally, because I didn't like how my napkins were turning out. I was seeing too much of the magazine through there, and so yeah, I started, where did I start? I did that one. I was going to keep that one. I decided to put some gesso on there. I might put another coat on there. And this is the thing with this. It's like a slow step process because there's drying time. So I have quite a few pages that have gesso on them. And I just need to pick out some napkins and put on there. So, and then I had to cover up some of the store name on there. Same here. This here. So I'll probably put another coat on that one. So I'm almost done. I'm almost to the back. So I'll probably start doing some napkin. But I went through the first page and started decorating it. So this is kind of how I had it in my head, how I wanted to do it. Now this had dragonflies on there, so I went ahead and just made it a dragonfly page. And I'll probably do the same for here. Here I just stamped with, and this is brown paper bag. I used the Early Espresso by Stampin' Up. And I like the color. So I basically stamped, and then I used my alcohol markers to color them in. And I just made pops of color. So my next step is what I want to do is make like a mask of that stamp and put it on there of each. And then I'm going to do some texture paste over the top. But I want to mask off these so that I don't cover them up. So I would just get it in this background. I was going to do it beforehand, but then I thought it's going to be too bumpy to stamp, so I just have to think about things, and then whatever comes to mind, that's what I'm going to do. So I'll do dragonflies over here too, but I'm going to use my die cuts. I have some dragonfly die cuts, so I'm going to use that. So I just used a background stamp here. That's like a background stamp, and then these are, I just pulled out a bunch of stuff. The dragonfly here, this is Inkadinkadoo. And then, well, I was going to use this, I pulled out this bubble background, but I didn't end up using it. This one here is Bow Bunny. I use this one here at the top here. And then, did I use this one? No, I didn't. I pulled it out because it had the dragonfly. This one here, oh, artist, that's where I stamped the artist on the front. And because this is paper bag, it absorbs the ink differently. So I'll probably, I may leave it. I don't know. We'll see. So that's the Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous. And then I have a dragonfly here. This is, oh, this is Crafter Square. This is Dollar Tree. So this is this dragonfly right here. So it turned out really well. This one here is the CD's Sugar Loaf. And I use this piece here, and then I use this piece here. And then I use this one here, dragonfly here. Oh, I think I skipped one. I used something else, didn't I? Oh yeah, I use these little bits here, and I just put color. And then I use this little piece here. It's almost like a, you know, paint swatch. I really like this one for like backgrounds. Okay, where was I? That one, that one. Oh, this one here, I did at the bottom here, and I just colored in the flower. I didn't want a whole lot done. This is another CD's Sugar Loaf, and yeah, I use that one. I really like how that turned out. So, and I pulled this one out. This is a texture, but I thought I just, once I started thinking about it, I'm like, I just want stuff everywhere, because it's basically going to be my own little art book. And then I'm going to put my notes in here. So my next step will be to make a mask of that stamp. I'll stamp it out, cut it out, put it on there on each one of these things, and then I'll pick out a stencil, and then I'll use the texture paste, and I use this right here, the spackling. It's so much cheaper, so I'll use that. I don't know if I'll color it, but I think I really want some, because I have some brown and some pops of color in there. I think the white would really help. And then the next step will be making my pockets, and that's going to cover up a lot of stuff. You're only going to see little bits here or there. That's why I wanted to make it really busy, and I didn't want to have to think about it. I kind of thought about these, and then the rest I just did random, because I know you're only going to see little bits, and I have an idea of what I want to do, but yeah. So there's that. So I have been working in it. I'll probably cover that up. So I've got my napkins. Some of them I like, some of them I don't, but a lot of it's going to be covered up when I put my pockets on. I'll probably cover that up too. It's just, sometimes it's like a couple applications of the gesso to get it to where I want it, but I think once the gesso's on, my napkin will stick a little bit better, and I'll like it a lot better. So I have these all dry. What did I do today? Is this one? No, this one was today, so I'll clip that, and I'll just, when I get off here, I'll put another coat on it and leave it in the sun. So I'm almost there. I'm still working on it. I'm anxious to get it finished. So there's that. And this is the one I made out of magazines and paper bag. Really like it. I was thinking about making a bunch of these, not decorated, but in rough form, and put them in my shop. Then I took apart a quilt. I did launder it. I ironed it a little bit, it was pretty rough shape. I had a hard time taking it apart because I got it years ago at a yard sale, and she said it was vintage. I really don't know a lot of the fabrics, you know, as far as vintage, you know, it could be, you know, uh, something that's been done current but made to look like it. So I'm not sure. So anyways, I took this apart. This was the back side and this was the front. And they were all squares. Well, I took it apart. I cut it into 12. That way I would get, you know, a good portion. I didn't want to cut these down any further. So I did, pretty sure I did 12 by 12. Nope. Well, no, I guess I couldn't do 12 by 12. So it's 11, roughly 11 by 11. It shrunk a little bit because I did throw them in the wash and the dryer. So, but yeah, this was the front of the quilt and this was the backing of the quilt. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but the batting on the inside, I could tell it was old because of how the batting was, and it was all crumbled up and bunched up. It was pretty rough shape. So I have that. I don't have them in any order, but I'll just show you some of the, there's that one there. So I have to decide what I'm going to do. Some of them are falling apart. It's pretty, the fabric is pretty delicate, so I'm thinking she might be right. It's vintage. I don't know. There's that one. This one. A lot of gray. And these are the backing. This one here. This one. I feel like I have another piece of this quilt somewhere, but I haven't come across it. So for now, this is what I have. I didn't count how many pieces I have, but there's that one there. I really like this print. It would look really good with blue jean material is where my brain was thinking. I'm just not crazy about the gray. This one here. So there's quite a few different pieces of fabric used in there, and then this one here is like textured fabric, like ridges. Yeah. This one here is pretty rough. Came apart here and here, and I don't know if I'm really up to repairing it. I could pull that seam out and repair it. I don't know. Not really sure what I want to do, but it's pretty rough. That one. These are all the backing material. There's that one there. This one's pretty rough. Falling apart. A couple more backing pieces. I could have been counting them along the way, but I didn't. There's that one there. Oop. Got a lot of lint flying around. It is cotton. This one here. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do, but I got it apart, and there it is. Alright, so there's that. So I took apart the quilt. And that is a big job, let me tell you. Alright, and I worked on this. I had, let me take it out of the box because of the glare. I had this pattern that I started. I have a lot of started stuff, but it was staring at me. So I worked on it a little bit. And this is vintage sewing pattern. It was all falling apart, and I just love these girls. So what I did was glued it to file folder, and I put some lace pieces, and I'm pretty sure these lace pieces here, I put the instruction on the inside. I put a couple pockets, and I had some lace there, and these lace pieces I'm pretty sure came from a wedding dress that Dale, Not Too Shabby Chic, sent me. So I did that. And I made the, well, I put the part of the instruction here, glued it to some tea stain file folder, because I want to make a large tag with that, because I really want to, and then I have all my little pieces in here. So I'm trying to save all my little pieces together. So I basically used manila file folder, and then I distressed it, which is something I used to do years ago. I can't remember where I first saw it, but I don't know if it was Patricia Veramontes, but I did use it, and when I was cleaning some stuff out, I found it again. I'm like, oh wow, I should see if it still works, and it does. I call it shoe polish, but when you buy it at Walmart, it's called Color Shine, and it's by KIWI. This is Brun, B-R-U-N. I don't know if they still sell it anymore. I've had this for years and years. Maybe they still do. This stuff is great, and that's what I did to distress the outside, because I had to put this pattern back together, and what I did was glued it to the tissue paper. I went through the tissue paper, and I found a large piece like this that didn't have any words or markings. Like, I had a clear spot all the way around because the edges were so torn and tattered. So what I did was I glued it to a piece of tissue paper, and then I just distressed the edges with this, and I just put it, but what I did was put this in a little cup and spritz some water in there and diluted it a little bit, because it's very intense. As you can see here, I tried to just swipe it over because it has a little sponge here, but you can put this in a little cup. I'll show you. Let me grab one. You get these little, they're called snack cups, and I know I have one already open, but I'm just going to grab one out of here just to show you. They have lids, if I can get just one. Okay, there's one, and then a lid. Let me get these back in here so I don't lose them everywhere. Okay. I need to protect my surface. I just wanted to show you. Got my paper bag here, and then I've got the ends of the paper bag that I cut off, and I stack them just to protect my surface. So what I did was, you gotta push down on it to get the color to come out, and that's what I did. So I got some color to come out. Then I've got a little, I need to refill this, a spritzer. I just spritz some water in there. Got it diluted to where I wanted it. And then I have, a designated end piece for this. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. Just for shoe polish. And I do wear gloves with this when I do this, because it can get on your hands if you're going somewhere you don't want to. I like the rounded one. And I basically, let me grab a piece of paper. I have this one here. Just dabbed it in there. And I love the color. It has a little bit of odor, but that goes away. And you can put the lid on this and it'll stay for a while. I just don't want to get it on my hands. But you can make it as dark as you want. You know, just keep doing that. Getting it to come out, because that's how it comes out, is from that sponge. So see, I got quite a bit in there now. I'm going to put this lid on. And then I just, depends how much water you add, you can get it darker. But it does stain really good. See how dark that is? Do I have a piece of file folder here? You just use this. I need my tweezers because I don't want to get brown on my hands today. Just in case I have to go somewhere. Alright, I'll use this. This is pretty much manila. Let's just see what this looks like on here. Oh yeah. See how dark? You can get as dark as you want or as light as you want. So just do the whole thing. That's it. And then I just saved, where's my lid? Put my lid on. I just saved this tip in a little baggie here to keep it moist. This is just a little snack bag. And I wrote on it shoe polish so I would know. But that's it. Probably this one's probably designated for that. I have a couple of these, so, but yeah, that's that color shine. If you, I got this at Walmart years ago, so that's it. But that's cool. It turned out really cool. It looks like it's tea stained, doesn't it? Really cool. I guess that's my share for today. So I was happy to work on this a little bit. So yeah, I got some things going on. I sewed all the way around, so yeah, it's pretty grungy, so it'll be a grungy thing. So I got some of that done. All right, have a great weekend. Take good care. Bye.